Welcome in everybody to Emily's Upcycled Home, where I take thrifted items, salvage pieces, and make them into rustic home decor items. Jumping into project number 1. So I have a lot of lace and I'm bringing in some other fabrics that I found. I'm bringing in some muslin cloth here, and we are going to make some shabby chic carrots here. And I am not measuring, you guys. I am sorry I don't have measurements for you, but I'm just taking my pieces of fabric here and cutting them into a shape that I can work with a little easier. And I do like a rectangle shape because I wasn't quite sure how big I wanted my carrots or how I was going to do this. I am just making this up as I go, and I'm taking you guys along with me. But for me, a second time around, I would probably just make a square the size I want my carrots. Like even just use my grid here, one of those squares, and make some even little squares, because I end up wasting a little bit more fabric, which I don't mind because I have a junk journal channel that I can use my fabric in and everything. So I just fold this into a rectangle, folded that in half, cut that again, and now I'm just gonna roll my fabric here like if it was a waffle cone shape, I guess you would call that. And this lace here, I'm going to attach it to some muslin cloth that I cut the same size. And then I found this little piece of scrap fabric in my stash, so I decided to see how many carrots I can get out of this one. And I'm going to make a set of 2 carrots to sell on one of my whatnot shows. And like I said before, these videos come after my show, so these would have probably already have been gone if they were sold. But I apologize once again that my videos all come after my shows. Just if you follow me over on my Facebook business page, you can keep up to date and post and see my posted items that are coming to my shows, what I'm working on, etc. Just so that you stay up to date and are current with what my shows are coming with. So like I said, I put that lace onto this muslin cloth and I am rolling it like my waffle cone. And if you saw, I just bended up the little tip also at the end and folded that up so that my fabric that I'm going to place in there, or my filler, fits into there. And then I just trim that excess off, and that's what I was talking about, all that extra fabric that I really didn't need to use up here. So if you guys have specific size in mind, I would go ahead and make a square like if you're making a quilt, and work from there and get your cone shape so you don't waste so much fabric. But once again, this is a no-sew project. We're just coming in with our hot glue gun here, creating that little tip here, and just pressing it with my fingers to make that little edge there, like if they were pulled out of the ground. I just take some pillow stuffing here, and cheaper way for polyfill is just to buy some cheap pillows from your Target, from your Walmart, wherever you get your pillows, and use that filler to fill up your carrots and any other like plush kind of things you want to make. So I have this greenery here, and I don't want the pink flowers, I just want the greenery. Go ahead and stick that stem in there, and then I get my muslin cloth here, and I'm just going to rip a little strip here just so that I can wrap it around the carrot, holding that in. I didn't glue the stem here. Maybe I should have, but it's not something I did. That way too, if you wanted to use the greenery, you could. I know there's one carrot that needed to be glued because the stem wasn't long enough. But I'm just coming in once again with that little strip of muslin cloth, tying it around to seal up my carrot, and adding some extra glue wherever I need it to make sure the carrot is sealed all the way. Now, like I said, this has a little bit of lace on it, a little bit of that muslin cloth. Coming back here and touching up with my hot glue wherever I need to touch it up. And I kind of like that little frayed edge. And then I was thinking maybe I could have just cut 2 like triangle pieces and glued them so that the edges are frayed also. That's another option. And because this is a kind of a shabby chic style, I just come in with a little pearl bead that I've had in my stash. And I repeat that process for the second little carrot here with this beautiful pink and hot pink, I guess, design here. Just gonna fold that into my cone shape, and once again just working it to the shape that I want, cutting off the excess fabric and tapering down that tip, gluing it with hot glue, and once again coming back in with our polyfill, filling up our carrot. And it helped me a little bit because right here it was open. It didn't quite hit the glue where I wanted to. So I was able to push my finger in there and get all the way to the tip of the carrot and not have to use my pencil or whatever backhand end of the brush here I was using. Coming in with my polyfill, forming and shaping my little carrot here. Coming in with the hot glue and getting those spots where I missed. And once again, pulling off those pink flowers that we don't want. And I'm going to save those, you guys. I save everything. I'm a little bit of a hoarder that way, I guess you can say. And that muslin little strip of fabric coming in to tie that off. And of course, adding our extra shabby chic touch with a little pearl bead here. Shop with me every Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time over on Whatnot. I do have some shows pre-listed, so go over and bookmark those. Moving on to project number 2. I have this little candle holder, I guess. It came on a stem, but I took off the bottom stem of it, and it was just a really, really thin metal stick stem, I guess. And then I decided to make this into a little cloche with pieces that I found in my stash. I have a wood knob and a brass candlestick. To attach this wood knob, I'm coming in with my drill, making a hole on the top for our screw to fit. And all this little pokey or where it kind of got raised there, I go ahead and hammer that back down. Add our wood knob, adding our drill, our screw, and drilling in the top for a firm hold. Coming in with Dixie Belle Fluff Chocolate Mineral Paint and giving this base 2 coats of that shade of white. I will distress this after. I didn't want to bore you with too much of the same process here, but we're just going to come in with the 2 coats of this fluff. I will distress it off camera. I'm adding in a little bow and a little bit of greenery at the top of this knob here, just using my hot glue gun to attach it. And then I will place that onto the base. And this project is complete. Project number 3. We have this metal tray and coming back in with that fluff design. And this is just a silver tray, and I will be adding in the 2 layers of this fluff coat. I am just coming in with my brush and kind of getting into all those little nooks and crevices of the pieces here and getting in around the base. And I was thinking about leaving the back of it silver, but then I made a mess, you guys, with some paint, and it actually dried there. So the back will also get painted. I'm gonna do 2 coats of this piece, let it kind of dry, and then we'll come in and distress it and embellish it, maybe with some transfers. I'm not quite sure yet because I do like the solid white look as well. So that's something I'm going to think about before I finish up this piece. So now that we have both our coats coverage here, I'm coming in with a wet towel, and I'm just going to go ahead and wet distress the edges a little bit in the center. And I'm going to prep this piece to add a transfer here. Now I'm just coming in with a towel, and I dampened that towel so that I can pull off the paint here. And that is what wet distressing is. Now I purchased these lemon transfers from IOD products here, and these are a discontinued item, so I did purchase them before they went out of stock. And here you want to make sure that you are sealing your pieces before you put your transfers on, or else the transfer is just going to pull off your piece. I came in there with DIY Big Top, and now we are going to go ahead and transfer on these little lemon images onto this white distressed tray. I'm going to come in with my tool. You just rub on that transfer, pulling the backing off little at a time as you work your way down, working that image onto, well, in this case, my silver tray here. And after I have this all completed and on my tray, I'm going to come in with my plastic here, and I'm going to rub that onto over the transfer to making sure that the bond of my transfer is perfect. Coming back in to seal my piece with some DIY clear wax, and I'm going to let that set for a little bit, and then I will go ahead and wipe off all the remaining product or the excess there. Now here are our finished projects. If you like my content, give me a thumbs up, press that subscribe button and notification bell for more DIY videos, share it out with a friend, and I will see you guys all on the next one.